leaving the abortion rights to state lawmakers. Just moments after the announcement, Americans on both sides of the debate took to the streets to let their feelings be known. Amber Cogliano has our reports. Just after 10 a.m., the news broke to cheers and tears.
Bottom line, Roe versus Wade is overruled. There is no constitutional right to an abortion.
Let's Make a Deal was on the air when the CBS News countdown interrupted regular programming.
The court has ruled that states can decide whether abortion should be legal or illegal.
As Nora O'Donnell read the news live, Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford rushed to the anchor desk with the hot-off-the-press details.
It's a 5-4 opinion.
As people reacted to this historic decision, there is an effort to understand its full impact. What does it mean for America, especially women?
It's just seismic.
This is one of the most significant historic decisions in modern times.
Experts represented both sides of the issue.
This is a really stark moment in America and a huge setback for every generation younger than me, who now will have fewer rights than my generation.
We are just thrilled by the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. It's long past due.
Firebrand Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was swarmed as she expressed her joy over the decision. House Democrats chanted as they marched in protest to the Supreme Court. Congresswoman AOC took a megaphone. Speaker Nancy Pelosi looked downcast when she began her press conference.
There's no point in saying good morning, because it certainly is not one.
Famous names lit up social media. How dare they? Absolutely tone deaf to the will of the American people, writes Bette Midler. I am heartbroken for people around this country who just lost the fundamental right to make informed decisions about their own bodies.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Roe v. Wade overturned. Roe v. Wade overturned. Does it stop there, or is there something more sinister behind that? Well, if you just look at it on its surface value, you would think that's good. Each state has the right to implement whether or not it'll be legal or illegal for an abortion to be taking place, not left in the hand of the woman anymore. Now it's more in the, power of the state to decide whether or not abortion will be legal or illegal. And you would think that would be based on a, base by base situation. But let's look at it a little bit more, deeper on a spiritual level, and let's go to the scriptures and figure out what exactly is this new overturn really implemented. And we're going to get 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 to set the backdrop for it. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we know nothing happens just by happen chance. Everything happens according to the agenda they're playing. So this big monumental, day in American history didn't just happen just because a Supreme Court ruled it or overturned, legislation that's been, or a bill that's been in the Constitution for who knows how long. No, there's something else behind this, and we're gonna filter it out through the scriptures and see exactly what it is. So lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we know there's something more sinister behind this overturn that just took place a day or two ago. And it's making news that is stopping the production of TV shows and, news broadcasts to interrupt to, make this big announcement. So let's go ahead and see exactly what this was that they had to make this big announcement about. And let's take it back to Leviticus. And we're going to go to the 18th chapter. And we're going to start down at verse number 21. And it reads, "And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh." And this is what it comes down to. They playing both sides of the fence for Molech. Whether you get the abortion and you sacrifice your child to Molech through the fire that way, or whether you keep your child, which is really the man child too, but in this society they venerate the woman, so they give her the rights to pick and choose. But whether she keeps the child, and let's say she can't kill it, but she can't afford it, so she does the next best thing for her conscience and give it to an adoption agency. You understand? And then that adoption agency picks out a family based on the needs of that child, that baby, who can fit that baby needs, you know. And here's where it comes into play with these two household parents that's making income that could take care of the baby. And it just so happened to be that this two-parent household is two parents of the same sex, whether it be two males or two females. And let's read and go down to the next verse, 22. And it's going to tell you, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination." So now they went from giving their child over to, an abortion, to what? Giving a child over to an abomination. Two parents of the same kind, which under the Obama administration, he passed the same-sex marriage bill. So now two sexes can get married and they can adopt a child. And now that child's going to be raised up under an abomination. And it reads, "Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion." And that's exactly what's going on right now. They confusing the mass, the population at large, by playing both sides. So now you got some that don't like the overturn, and you got some that like the overturn. But in all actuality, they winning no matter which way you look at it, because they're going to get a sacrifice of your child, whether the child is born or unborn. And with the rise of more quote unquote successful double parent, households being the same sex, they're going to say that child has a better chance of succeeding in this society, in this kingdom, under a two-parent household who loves that child and has, a successful career and can provide for that child. And that woman in her conscience is going to be like, I didn't abort my child. I gave it the best opportunity I can give her or him. Not knowing that you just handed your child over to what? An abomination, according to the scriptures. Because now your child's going to have to be raised under a same-sex parent household, under confusion, calling a woman both mom and daddy, or a male both mom and dad. And who knows what kind of debauchery they're going to be practicing under that household. So now that child has to grow up with, mental issues that could later, go on to hinder they thought processing, man. And that's exactly what this society, this kingdom wants. Confusion. That's how they stay in rulership. That's why it's called this place we at, Babylon, the land of confusion. Babel. Scramble up words, man. You know? So don't just look at this Roe v. Wade as a monumental moment in history, you know. Look at it through the scriptures, filter through the scriptures, see what's going on. They just up they antics by now having a higher way to sacrifice your children to Molech. You know? Now they can get them in an abortion, or if that state chooses not to have an abortion and ban it, they can get it through adoption. So now you got to be, you know, up to what's going on. That's why it's imperative that you have order. Yahweh, God, his son, Yahweh Shai, man, and then woman, and then child, if they have that. So you know what's going on. That's a nuclear family. Order. When you break that chain, anything can go. You can give your child over to Molech and don't even know you're giving your child over to Molech. You know? So I just thought I'd bring that out. And, you know, I'm gonna close it out. And we're gonna get 1 Peter and take it from there. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And he'll devour you, and he will devour you on either side of the fence. He don't care. And he wants your children. That's his whole end game. To get the innocent. He'll take them before they come through the matrix or after they come through the matrix, the womb. You know, he's getting it no matter what. So in order to counteract that, you got to stay in this word and know what's good according to this word right here. You know, in a nuclear family where order is the best thing to counteract this. Because that's what they want. They want chaos. They want to put women in leadership so that they can provoke chaos, because women lead with their emotions. And that's all you seeing that was at these rallies protesting, you know? And that's exactly what they want. They want to trigger your emotions. So you got to be aware of what's going on right now. And don't just fall for the first thing you see. So with that being said, I hope you was edified and see what's going on and know what time we in. And with that being said, Shalom.